Once upon a time, there was a tradesman who was leading a caravan to another country to sell his goods. They passed the border of a harsh hot sun desert along the route. They asked about and found that during the daytime the sun heats up the fine sand until it's as hot as charcoal, so no one can walk on it, not even camels. Therefore, the caravan leader employed a stargazing desert guide, allowing them to travel only at night when the sand cools off. They began the dangerous nighttime journey across the desert. A couple of nights later, after eating their evening meal and waiting for the sun to cool, they started out again. Later that evening, the first cart's driver, the desert guide, noticed from the stars that they were approaching the opposite side of the desert. He had also overeaten, so when he relaxed, he dozed off to sleep. The camels, who were obviously unable to read the stars to determine their orientation, gradually turned to the side and went in a big wide circle until they ended up at their starting point. By then it was morning, and the group realized they were back where they had set up camp the day before. They lost heart and began to cry about their condition. Since the desert crossing was supposed to be over by now, they had no more water and were afraid they would die of thirst. They started blaming the desert guide and the caravan leader, saying we can do nothing without water. The tradesman then said to himself, my leadership is meaningless if I give up now, in the middle of this disastrous situation. If I fall to weeping and regretting this misfortune and do nothing, all these goods and camels and even the lives of the people, including myself, may be lost. I have to be responsible and deal with the issue. So he started going back and forth, trying to think of a way to save them all. Remaining alert, he noticed a small clump of grass. He thought, without water, no plants could live in this desert. So he called over the most energetic of his fellow travelers and asked them to dig up the ground on that very spot. After long digging, they eventually reached to an enormous stone. When they saw it, they stopped and started blaming the leader again, saying, this effort is pointless. We're only wasting our time. But the tradesman replied, no, my friends, if we give up the effort, we will all be ruined and our poor animals will die. As he was saying this, he went down into the hole, placed his ear to the stone and heard water running. Immediately, he called over the guy who had been digging and said, if you give up, we will all perish. So take this heavy hammer and strike the rock. The guy, lifting the hammer above his head, hit the rock as hard as he could. He was shocked as the rock split in two and a powerful flow of water poured out from it. Everyone was happy. They drank and bathed and washed the animals and cooked their food and ate. They raised a high banner before they departed, making it visible to other travelers from a distance that there is a spring in the middle of the hot sand desert. Then they continued on safely to the end of their journey. The story teaches you to believe in yourself, stay focused, and never give up. Strengthen your mind and achieve success with the right mindset. This guide will help you stay motivated and resilient in every situation.